Alright guys, welcome to the tutorial for the standard breeder design, that is meant for single player worlds, semi-sized servers. That should give you enough villagers for all your needs. And yeah, it's a setup that is made in a way that you can use these villagers that are bred over here and continuously keep on breeding. Right now we reached the maximum capacity of the setup here because we got villagers there, but now we're breeding more. So we could reach 6 villagers per day with a setup like that. Villagers have to sleep, they cannot breed during the night time. So if you skip nights, you can obviously increase your rates. And how does this setup work? Well, we have 6 beds set up back here, we have 6 villagers in the cell, and we have the baby villagers here. As soon as the villagers are bred, they're sent up here, roughly 100 blocks above the villager breeder setup down there, and are held up here. And at the moment they still remember their bed locations. This is the limiting factor nowadays with villager breeding, beds that can be in the way. So these two dudes know about their beds still that are down there, because what happens when a villager gets bred, the 2 parents assign a bed to them automatically, and that's one of the 6 beds back there. And now these villagers are chilling up there. We have a cooldown of 5 minutes, of course, between the breeding cycles. And when we have nighttime, so let's set it somewhat about nighttime, those villagers now will forget about their beds because they are Manhattan distance 150 blocks away from their original beds. And then during nighttime they are checking, hey, is my bed there? And then they see, hey, I have no bed, and then they forget about it. And when time passes by, this daylight sensor here will switch and open the hedge and let these villagers drop down. And then there are neutral villagers you can haul away and do whatever you want with them. You gotta make sure you haul them away into this direction, away from the beds. Don't bring them close to the beds. In case this happens, you might have to break and place beds in if you see your breeder is not working anymore. But when it's dark enough, up there we will see a trigger, hopefully soon. Time is passing by from the daylight sensor, and we should see the villagers falling down here. And they are completely reset and dumb, forgot about their bed, and ready to take on new jobs, new beds, and new villages. That's what you need, This is why you have to make it a little bit complicated, and also, so you can keep on breeding and keep the villagers still close by. And there they come. Hey! Okay. A whole new pack of villagers, and I just have the slime block here for the funs, because it's kind of fun to see them bounce. And now those villagers completely forgot about these beds, and when we go back to daytime now, those dudes here will be able to start breeding again soon. There we go. And new villagers get produced. Normally the beds would be blocked by those guys, but with the trickery here, we are able to circumvent it. And that's how it goes. So let's do a block by block tutorial so you can start villager breeding. Oh yeah. Alright, so we start off with an iron bar here, expand to the sides with some helper blocks, and have some end rods there. Those will help you to separate the villages nicely. You want to have them separated because it helps you to prevent lag, and every little bit of lag you can prevent is a good thing. So you just go ahead and put a few trapdoors around and break these blocks out. And here you also want to get some ice. I suggest you get some packed ice also, because that will not melt. And you just make sure you place 1 packed ice right here and 1 packed ice right here. This is where our carrots will later rotate around, right? And now we just need to close off the sides here, like so the villagers are already kind of trapped in there. And now we want to get more trapdoors for further separation of the villagers. So a good way to do it is to place a helper block here in the middle, and you put that one here, put that one there, And yeah, also make sure you go on top here. Whoops, do the same thing. The other side by holding shift, right? And yeah, now you have your nice separated chambers for your villagers, and you can also cap that off right away. And yeah, this is where you put your villagers. You know, you just transport them by water streams or whatever. It's a good time to put them in right at the beginning already, so they're in there and safely stored away. So yeah, we can do that too actually now. So let's get some villagers and throw them in. Those are our breeders. So yeah, put one. Did we get him? Ah, we got a baby. Put that guy here. Die. I'm really weak right now. Oh yeah, and also you want to take a sign and grab that and put that in here to prevent water from spilling back into this. Alright, then you can pretty much place them against the sign. Oh man, yeah, come on. Yeah, it's hard to get them in there in creative. Okay, should be easier in survival. You just drop them in, right? Okay, let's get one in, two. Okay, our 6 villagers are in there, and yeah, that's the very start. And yeah, now if they breed, babies can fall out, pop out. It's always good if you put them freshly in. Just go ahead and notch them a little bit, you know, so you separate them a little bit and make sure they're spread out. All right, and yeah, you have to die. Next up, we want to take care of our water streams. To do so, you put a block left and right here, and yeah, now you want to expand your platform a little bit. This is where your water will flow. And now you take some helper blocks. I'm going to use red glass here so we can distinguish that a little bit. And we go ahead and place trapdoors all along here, all the way to over here, and also down here, 3 of them. 1, 2, 3. So that is sorted out, and you can remove those again. And yeah, before you would want to frame your whole dealio in here, all the way around, up to here, up to there. Okay, and yeah, you can remove all these helper blocks, and now you want to have some more trapdoors or half slabs, whatever you prefer, but as we are working with trapdoors here anyways, I thought that's cool. Oh yeah, and here of course I had the ice block removed. Ice block back in the tutorial. You see the ice block? I was just trying something out, and then I removed it in between cuts. Yeah, you put that here, and now you just would take your water, and you can already put that in if you want so. So you put one bucket here and one bucket there. And now, if you want to, you know, have a dispenser sitting somewhere where you drop in your food, or you can manually drop it in, that's up to you. But yeah, this way you will rotate it, and the villagers need at least, yeah, carrots, wheat, you know, food of any sort. Don't throw wheat in there; that confuses them because they will start making bread and whatnot. So yeah, that's that. And yeah, now next up, we want to build the holding chamber for our baby villagers. Now we want to make the area where we kind of collect the baby villagers and send them off. So you want to go back here and build 4 blocks down, 3 blocks from the outer rim. And yeah, when we started the tutorial, we had glass blocks right here from the building. In the beginning, you can remove those now, right? And also the trapdoors you have down here, we used to help us with the building. You can also remove them right now, and yeah, make sure, you know, we have all the space around the villagers here so they can actually poop out their babies. Alright, with these blocks removed, we just continue our way down here all the way around, and you know, on the front here just frame this in. I mean, obvious, right? We want to have the villagers dropping down here, and we want to collect them and then flush them towards a central point. And yeah, give it about, let's say if you have the end rods here, 2-3 blocks, this height should be good enough already. And yeah, you just then come in here and fill in your floor, and you want to make sure we get a nice transition for them now. So yeah, leave a gap in the middle and put a sign here, because yeah, you want to stop the water from flowing out there. And yeah, then we're gonna use walls here, because they're slightly higher. They can bump a villager up, a baby villager, and yeah, we want to create some water flow here as well. So frame that in like a so, and put a bucket here. So you have bubble and draft towards this direction. This you can break out. So you can see you have the bubble elevator here. Now you need to close that off, and this is where your elevator would go upwards now. And to finish it off, you want to put a trapdoor here to keep the water in check, but it also makes it easy for the villagers to get up there, okay? So yeah, now you come back in here, and you just put water sources in the corners, and that should create a nice flow for the villagers to move. So let's see, close that off here. And this is how this looks from the side. And yeah, let's breed a baby villager in one of the pits here, and voila, quickly makes it into the bubble elevator. So yeah, that's that done. And yeah, of course we have some water spilling out here. Oh yeah, maybe you want to put some blocks here on the sides, but just maybe, if you want to avoid water spilling everywhere. Okay, so now we can start positioning the beds, and of course we also need to build our bubble elevator here. Alright, so far this tutorial has been really straightforward, and yeah, it will continue to be straightforward, but yeah, you have to pay attention now and don't screw up these numbers, they are quite crucial. So yeah, right behind the setup where the bubble elevator comes out, we wanna go 110 blocks up. So yeah, 107, so we have to go to 07. So yeah, 110 blocks, that's 117. And yeah, let's go up to 117, and we need to build our bubble elevator. And here we are, 117. And yeah, make sure you to really get that right. So you want to go 110 blocks up from the base here. And yeah, now of course we have to do the same thing on all three sides and bring the glass up. So yeah, let me quickly do that off camera. In creative mode here, I would just fly up with a bucket now and place water sources all the way up, and you need solid water sources all the way, so you have a quick and fast nice bubble column here, and you make sure your villagers don't drown. But in survival you would use the kelp trick. So yeah, you would place a normal block here, and then already have that on you, and then you would go all the way up and just drop one source block on the top here. That would make it probably the best way to do it, because it's 100 blocks to go up, or 110, right? And doing that with bucket per bucket and swimming up, that's a huge pain in the butt. So yeah, you would just place this here and then swim down, and yeah, then place kelp. Of course, in survival you would wait a little bit until the water comes down. And here we go. And then you can swim up in the column here and place kelp while swimming up. And yeah, this will transform the flowing water now into source blocks. That is what you need, and it's the fastest way to make this elevator, I would say, in survival. If you have a better way or a faster way, let me know, but yeah, I guess the good old kelp trick is the way you go. And you can see even that swimming up here takes some time, so make sure you don't drown while doing that. You know, maybe you should have some underwater breathing gear or potions with you. And yeah, when you're done, you can come back down again, and then you just have to break out this block, and you need one bucket of water, and you put another source block in here where the cobble was, and now you should have a nice and consistent bubble column all the way up. You can throw an item in, or we can just quickly get another villager to observe their behavior, and voila, looks like they're going all the way up. Nice. Towards the front, and you know, we defined the front here. Go out a few more blocks now on top of the elevator. Depends how much distance you want to have, but let's say 5 blocks is good enough. And yeah, here you would just extend your water to over here. And right there, of course, we want to have our piston contraption. So let's get some pistons, and you need a daylight sensor to make sure you properly reset here. And you want to come out here a little bit and have the 2 pistons sitting here, the daylight sensor right on top. And you see during daytime it already closes off. By the way, this guy can die. he doesn't know anything. And yeah, we just come over here. To be sure, why do we have it too high? Maybe villagers could grow up, so you can also make this tube here too high, just to be sure, in case, you know, villagers have to wait up here for a longer time or whatever. And yeah, last but not least, you need one more bucket, and yeah, throw that in here, let the water flow over, and yeah, back here, excuse me, we want to build our drop shaft, so we would pull this out, and right here the villagers would then fall down. So this gets pulled out, villagers fall down, and of course we need to stop the water from flowing in here too. That's why we want to place another sign. This time I have my inventory not nicely sorted, but yeah, we put another sign back here, right? So in case those pull back, we could see the water stop there nicely. And yeah, let's get another daylight sensor, put it back on, and yeah, now comes to another tedious part. And of course these tubes don't have to be made out of glass, right? Just make it so you can see nicely. But yeah, now you pretty much bring your villagers back down again. If you don't want to bring them down, I mean, you can also work with them from over here. We just drop them down, you know, so you can pick them up right in front of your breeder and have it a bit all in one place. But you could technically also work with them up here already. They are far enough away, you don't need to drop them down and have the daylight sensor set up. If you pick them up with a minecart up here or whatever, it's already good. So you could build this thing underground. The basic breeder setup, right? You can go down to bedrock, and then your tube would, you know, come out like 75 blocks or something on the surface, and from there you could pick your villagers up too. And yeah, all right. So we said we want to drop him to down here, and yeah, I don't know. You can have water. I'll have the slime block here. Just for the funs and giggles, because it's always cool when the villagers kind of drop down here. And yeah, now we just need to make sure we fill in all these glass blocks again. OCD triggered here. And yeah, I have a closed tube, because yeah, from such a high drop, you know, there can be some spread if you just line them up and drop them. Quite risky, but you could also drop them into a water pool, or, you know, whatever floats your boat. Okay, so let me get these tubes in. Okay, now we need to assign beds to our villagers. At the moment, if you wanted to pick their brain, you can do that in Creative I Show You. You can do data get entity, and then look at the guy, right? And then you can say brain. And then you can see this guy has no memory. That means they have no bed. So yeah, you can also test that in survival. Right now, if you would throw food in there and would try to breed, you know, it wouldn't work. So these guys need beds. So what you want to do is, from here, you want to go 43 blocks over, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 30. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's 40. 1, 2, 3, and then you go 1, 2, and here you have your first bed, and you place it this way. All right, and then you just want to expand your platform here a little bit and have more beds like this, and then you stack them on top of each other, and you do this, build a little ramp, so there's a clear path to all the beds. And now if you would check our villager there, can do the same command again, he now has a bed detected. You would know now that these guys would start breeding if you throw carrots in. So now all these villagers have detected beds, and yeah, have no way to be closer than 3 blocks to check on the bed though. That means now what we want to do is we want to break all these beds and place them again. Why we do this is, now these villagers will always remember these beds and still think they're here, but technically we placed 6 new beds now, and this should clear the space for the baby villagers to come out. So we only need 6 beds for the 6 villagers and not 12, right? So yeah, now these guys still remember their beds. Technically though, it's a new bed, and now actually if we use carrots, Let's grab a few or any other nice food source for the villagers and toss them in. We should actually already be able to breed. So let's toss a few in, and you can see they're circling around here, right? And the villagers are snagging them up when they come by them. And as soon as we break the threshold, I think it's like 14 or carrots or something weird per villager, we should see hearts popping off. So let's toss more. Let's overload them a little bit and see if the whole setup works. Come on, take carrots. Okay, they're still picking them up. Yep. Man, there's some hungry guys. And here we have the first hearts. They're sharing there. And we should see the first baby being produced here very soon. So let's see. So if you would toss in more food, you know, and they all are properly fully shared, we should be good. And oh yeah, I didn't, these are new villagers because I wanted to have a clean reset. I didn't bump them before putting them in. If you don't do this, baby villagers can get stuck. As you saw, one just went up there, so we had a successful breeding there already. Let's toss more carrots in so everybody has enough to breed, and we should see 3 now. And yeah, twice a day they will be able to breed. That fits into the time frame we have for the breeding window pretty much. And then yeah, after a day is passed, probably wanna, you know, you can sleep through the night as well. They will check quickly upstairs there, and then hopefully you should drop down. And yeah, now the others are breeding too, picking up enough carrots, and yeah, it looks like all of the cells are working now. And yeah, if you have excess carrots, they will fall out here. You can have a hopper here to collect it, and then loop it back if you want with an elevator also, item elevator, send them back. Sometimes those villagers fight the currents a little bit. And yeah, that was our first batch here of 3 villagers, and now yeah, they are up here in the holding cell being contained. And now they will still remember their new beds down there. But yeah, as soon as nighttime falls, and they're happy to share some carrots with each other too. So they should be ready to breed as well now if you want to. So yeah, but yeah, those dudes are chilling and will be held up into the night until they forgot about their bed, drop down, and yeah, that's it. That's how you build a sustainable village breeder. If you want to shut it off, it's quite simple. You would just go ahead and you know, break one of these blocks here out in the pass, and then they have no valid pass to find to the beds anymore, and you can shut it off. And of course, if the thing then runs out of food, it would also shut off. Or you can break the beds if you want to be 1000% sure and don't cause a villager explosion on one of your friends' servers. And yeah, I hope that clears everything up. I want to give big shout outs to Methods and of course to Nembon, who did a lot of research with the villager breeding, and I was just in a call during the video with him when I had the design pretty much finished to get his feedback, and he approved that it's a pretty decent breeder. Of course you can scale it up further, but that's the principle, and this should give enough villagers for all your needs. You know, you can run this thing, sleep through the nights, and you should build up villagers rather quickly. Every 5 minutes they will poop out the badge. Okay, so yeah, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this one. I see you in the next episode. One thing I want to mention, this is not an episode, this is a tutorial. If you transport the villagers away, this way, okay? Don't bring him close to the beds back there and make him check for these beds again, obviously. Alright, if you have any questions down in the comments, right, I'll check them. See you!